I had this sudden headache and I thought, well, I better go and have a lie down. So I felt a bit funny. And then what happened? Oh, then I noticed I couldn't see properly in this eye. It's still a bit blurry. Now there's something wrong with my leg. It's gone all like jelly. Well, I was going to walk here, but in the end I had to get a taxi.
Now, I'm going to ask you some further questions to help us find out what's going on.
Of course.
So, do you have any chest pain with these symptoms?
Yeah, it's more what you'd call heartburn. Last night I'd eaten a lasagna, so I took an antacid and it went away.
Any numbness in your arms or legs?
I had pins and needles in my fingers. Oh, went on for about 10 minutes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is the worst pain, how would you rate this head pain?
Oh, about 4. I've definitely had worse.
Do you have a history of heart problems? Heart attack, stroke, hypertension?
No, nothing like that.
Any surgeries or hospitalizations in the past?
Oh, well, I've had 3 children. The last one was a cesarean. No, I think that's about it.
Do your ankles ever swell up? Do you know if you have high cholesterol?
I don't smoke, but I do like a sherry in the evening. Just one. Gives me a lift.
These questions may seem a bit silly, but they do help me sort out what's going on. Can you tell me your name?
My name? Mrs. Foley. September 13th. I'm here in the doctor's surgery. 50, 43, 36.
Well, you did just fine, Mrs. Foley. Now, I did find weakness and impairment of reflexes in your right side as compared to the left, so we do need to find out a bit more about this. Now, I'm going to call an ambulance for you to take you to A&E for further assessment. I'm concerned that you may have had a stroke.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Foley. I'm the casualty officer in A&E. Now, what can I do for you today?
Hello. I had this headache early on this morning. I felt a bit funny, so I had to lie down.
So, have you had any chest pain with these symptoms?
Yeah. It was like heartburn, but it went away. I took an antacid.
Any numbness or tingling in your arms or legs? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst pain, how would you rate your head pain? Do you have a history of heart problems? Any surgeries or hospitalizations in the past? Do you know if you have high cholesterol?
It was a bit high about a year ago. I've been trying to keep off the cheese. I don't smoke. I'll have a glass of sherry in the evening.
Right. These questions might seem a bit silly, but they'll help me to sort out what's going on. Can you tell me your name?
Mrs. Foley, good afternoon. I'm one of the medical registrars here at the hospital. What can I do for you today?
Didn't the other doctor tell you?
He gave me a quick briefing. He's concerned you've had a stroke, but I'd really like to hear the story from you.
But I've been through all this before.
Please bear with us, Mrs. Foley.
September 13th. I'm still on a trolley in A&E. Yeah, that is a silly question. 50, 43, 36, 29.
Just a tickle. Yes, I think you had a mild stroke, but I think you're going to come through just fine, Mrs. Foley. We do need to admit you in hospital, sort out why you've had the stroke, and take measures to prevent you from having another one.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Foley. I'm one of the medical consultants here, and I'll be taking over your care. I understand from the registrar that you may have had a stroke. Now, I wonder if you could tell me what happened.
Oh, for goodness sake. I've been through this 3 times already today. I've been here over 4 hours. I don't seem to be getting anywhere. And I'm hungry.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Foley. Please, do bear with us. Yes, I tend to agree with the diagnosis of mild stroke. So now we need to get going on further assessment and treatment.
I'm starving.
Well, I've just done a swallowing screen and there seems to be some abnormality there. I need to get the speech and language therapist to do a proper assessment of your swallowing. Then I'll get the healthcare assistant to do your bloods and have them sent to the biochemist. You said you were a bit worried about walking. We'll get the physiotherapist to assess your mobility. Then we'll get the social worker who'll link you up with the community social worker and the occupational therapist who'll assess you for discharge for when you go home. Can you just check that this is your correct address?
No, that's my old address. I moved...
That's fine. I'll get the ward clerk to come over and take your details down again.
Wait. I'm tired. Do I have to meet the whole hospital today?